Palestine, Ohio. And this comes
this morning. We're going to be watching a news report about the East Palestine train derailment. Let's start it.
more than 2 weeks after the train derailment threatened the small town. Governor Mike DeWine came under criticism for not requesting federal aid sooner. And then his office criticized FEMA over allegations FEMA was not stepping up to help.
To send help because it's 98% white.
Meantime, there are new reports that former President Trump will be visiting East Palestine on Wednesday.
Biden said,
Trump is expected to meet with community members. And now word that Erin Brockovich will also be in East Palestine for a town hall meeting. News Nation was the first network to speak with her after the disaster. The conditions are so bad that one woman who News Nation has been in contact with has rashes on her body after showering. Let's get to News Nation's Rich McHugh live on the ground in East Palestine, in which you spoke with a couple who's already having some negative health effects.
Hey, good evening, Natasha. That's right. So the first news is that the CEO of Norfolk Southern was here today. Finally, after 2 weeks, showed up, met with officials in this church behind me, closed door meetings.
Paying the pensions of people in Ukraine. And what this is going on here, they're not sending any help.
Was escorted in and out by police, but was overheard telling someone he is here in support. The people we were speaking to don't buy it. For instance, they say that the health threat is real here, real time. One couple we spoke to went back to their house. We'd interviewed them earlier in the week. They went back to their house today for 30 minutes and had some crazy health effects. Take a look.
So we were in the kennel this morning, picking up some supplies. We left. I went home I went back to the place where we were being evacuated.
Caitlin Schwartzwelder and her boyfriend Chris, after being evacuated, came back home today. But she says she broke out in a rash almost instantly.
I undressed to get into the shower, and I had a rash all over the side of my face, on both sides, and all over my chest.
Take a look at these photos of her this morning after coming back on her property. The rash all over her face, neck, and chest.
My boyfriend Chris also had a rash down his left side, and
yeah, that doesn't need any help. We don't need to fix that.
I mean, to this moment, right now, I have just a really low-grade, constant headache.
They live nearly a mile from the derailment and where Norfolk Southern released the toxins into the air 2 weeks ago. But their issues clearly persist. But with FEMA finally coming and with all the focus directed at East Palestine, these folks say they're forgotten because they live just over the state line in Pennsylvania.
It feels like nobody gives a damn beyond us.
They too were forced to evacuate.
And what if we couldn't afford to do any of this?
My wife is 37 weeks pregnant this Friday, and she's going to be induced. And it's all a little scary because we can't drink the water. Unable to get our water tested because we're not a priority as of now. So don't know what my newborn son is going to come home to.
John and Julie Kent fear the future.
That it's not that big of a deal.
Their horse sanctuary could be in jeopardy.
There was flames roughly a couple hundred feet into the sky. There was a black smoke cloud, and it was going over the horses. I would say that it was probably like no more than 10 feet above their head.
In the photos, you can see the toxic smoke flowing over their horses. They worry if they'll survive.
The horses and myself and anybody that was here really in this general vicinity was exposed.
And while the governor of
Norfolk Southern, are you even gonna?
Ohio and others have said repeatedly the air and water is safe, it's clear that some of the toxins have taken hold. It's clear that some of the toxins have taken hold.
A couple miles outside of town, this is Leslie Run. I've heard this is happening. I didn't quite believe it, but watch this. So when you stick this stick in the water, all the chemicals come to the surface in like rainbows. It's quite alarming.
News Nation has asked Norfolk Southern CEO for an interview.
Keep in touch. I know this reaction wasn't that great, but we'll do more. Thank you. Like and